Okay, let's start. Now, you are going to have English for A level, advanced level English. We normally say English. Okay, we don't use the word English literature, though we tell so. See the paper? This is the paper. Normally say English. English 1. English 2 like that. Subject number 73. Subject number 73. English 1. English 1, right? Literature. English 1, literature. English 2, English 1, literature. English 2, language. English 2, language. Right? 50 marks for literature, 50 marks for language. Therefore, normally we say English. Right? Now, some people think that this is difficult. Yes, difficult, but if you study, it is very simple. But you have to study. 2 years time you have. Anyway, within 1 year, I will cover syllabus. Right? Within 1 year, I will cover entire syllabus and then I will proceed with papers. Right. Subject number 73. So, there are 4 novels for you in literature. There are 4 novels. Language means essays. Phrase writing means summary writing. Comprehension, a poem analysis like that. Okay. There are 4 novels for your syllabus. 4 novels. You have to do 2 novels, right? Okay. Then I have sent you the syllabus. You can also find it. There are 4 dramas. Right? For novel, you have to buy Kamala Markandaya, Nectar in a Siva. Now buy and read step by step. Kamala Markandaya, Nectar in a Siva. In every district, bookshops, these novels are available. First, you buy this. Kamala Markandaya, Nectar in a Siva. Later, I will tell which novel you should buy. No need to hurry. Within about 1 month, you can buy this. Kamala Markandaya, Nectar in a Siva. Other novel, let's discuss and do, right? After that, 4 dramas are there. 4 dramas. We say plays. Another word for drama, plays. Normally, my students normally do this one. The Glass Menagerie. Glass Menagerie by Tennessee Williams. Tennessee Williams. You don't want to buy. You don't want to buy this, okay? I will give PDF, get a photocopy of it. Okay. Then the other novel, Othello, by William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, Othello. Other novel, William Shakespeare, Othello. No need to buy other drama. I will give you the PDF. No need to spend money for that. Okay. If you want, you can get the printout of the syllabus. But no need. Wait, I'll give all the short stories. There are 6 short stories for you to learn. I erase this now. Right. There are 6 short stories. What is meaning short story? It's a story in short. Who introduced short stories to the world? What is the first short story? Guy de Maupassant necklace. Right? Guy de Maupassant necklace is the very first short story in the world. Okay. One short story you have to learn. James Joyce Euline. English literature very interesting. English literature very interesting. But you should be tolerant, right? And you should work. You have to read them. After that, Ernest Hemingway, Ernest Hemingway, Cat in the Rain. Cat in the Rain. After that, Chitra Fernando, Action and Reaction. Chitra Fernando, Action and Reaction. 4, Shima Manda Adichie, Shimamanda Adichie, Things Around Your Neck. Things Around Your Neck. After that, other 2 stories is there. Alice Walker, Everyday Use. Everyday Use. And Interpreter of Melodies. Interpreter of Melodies. Interpreter of Melodies. That is American story. American Indian story. Jumpa, writer is Jumpa Lahiri. Jumpa Lahiri. In addition to that, there are 24 poems. So syllabus you have to study like this, right? You have to study syllabus like this. After that, language paper, you have to develop your grammar. I will also guide you for that. Your writing should be right, promoted. Academic writing you have to develop with some vocabulary items. I will do that, okay? I erase this now. What is literature? Literature means reading and writing. Literature means reading and writing. Someone written something, we learn it. Someone has written the document, we read it. There are two types of literature. One is oral literature, other one written literature. English literature, not oral, all the things are written. Oral literature means that is coming from our mouth, from our generation to generation by mouth. That type of literature is also there. For example, lullaby, if not other folk songs, they are not written sometimes, right? But English literature written. When we learn English literature, we should know history of English literature. Now, our first lesson is this. We are not going to syllabus yet. First, we have to do something. There are some lessons. History of English literature. Yes. And history of English literature. History of English literature goes to 14th century England. 14th century England. Then that 14th century, very first literary document that ever produced in English literature was Canterbury Tales. Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales was the very first English literary document. Chaucer lives from 1340 to 1400. Right? When we talk about English literature, we should also know periods. Periods of English literature. Periods, if not ages, if not era. Era. Some people say era. The first age is 14th century, we say Chaucerian period. Chaucerian period. Now take a book. Okay. Now write like this. Now from this place, introduction. After that, going to lesson. You are ready? Yes. Write like this. At that time in England, there was no English language, right? Language was called Anglo-Saxon. Anglo-Saxon. People in England was called Little Island. Little Island. Anglo-Saxons were the language. The settlers were called Anglo-Saxons. Anglo-Saxons. Now settlers mean those who lived in that little island. They were called Anglo-Saxons, right? Anglo-Saxons. Their language Anglo-Saxon. In 14th century, Anglo-Saxon language got mixed with a language called Norman French that came from France. Norman French. And then English language was made. English language was made. Right, like this. No? When we learn English literature we should know something about the history of English. Our very first lesson. Now also one join. Yes. I ask you to write the topic history of English literature. History of English literature. After that, I ask you to write when we learn English literature, we should know something about the history of English. And its literature. Right. English literature was first made in England in 14th century. Yes. Before 14th century, England was called Little Island. L capital, I capital, Little Island. And its settlers were called Anglo-Saxons. A capital ANGLO, Anglo-Saxons. Yes. The language that they spoke was called Anglo-Saxon. People who are Anglo-Saxons, their language Anglo-Saxon. Yes. Anglo-Saxon was a primitive form of primitive 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 form FORM of English primitive form of English with a limited vocabulary. Limited vocabulary. Right. That means it's a primitive form of English with a limited vocabulary. Now, words like today. Today, lexicon. English lexicon. Lexicon means dictionary. Yes, contains around 8 lakhs words. 8 lakhs words. Neither you nor I know them, right? Nobody in the world who knows all words in English, right? Sometimes even now we meet new words which are not familiar with us. Right. In the 14th, right? 14 and th. 14th century, that Anglo-Saxon language got mixed, M-I-X-E-D, mixed with Norman French, and then English language was made. I want to know in the 14th, yes. Then English literature was created from 14th century. Then age, period or era 1, 14th century. I tried like this. Age, period, era 1, 14th century. It's a subtitle. That was the main title. When you proceed with me with English literature, within 1 year you will write more than 3,000 A4 pages. My students write a lot, right? I dictate them all answers, all the things, but I never tell bad things, abusive things to keep students, right? My way is teaching. Therefore, some students may complain boring, right? I can't tell abusive stories to you, right? I never do that. Right. Right, like this. The very first age of English literature is 14th century. 14th century time period. 14th century time period. Yes. This age is called Chaucerian age. Chaucerian age. This age is called Chaucerian age. Yes. It was in this period Geoffrey Chaucer wrote the very first English literature document, the Canterbury Tales. The Canterbury Tales. Right. Chaucer lived from 1340 to 1400. Now, what are the benefits for you when learning this English literature? One thing, you will develop your English. You will polish up your English. Right? Standard qualification, English literature level. Standard qualification. You can enter university and complete degree, English, Bachelor of Arts in English and English Literature. Available Kalaniya, Japura, Kalambu, Peradeniya. Then you can become a lecturer in English in future. If you get first class, university will not let you go home. Right? They ask you to stay in university as lecturers. Then you can be a professor. Right? Lecturer, English lecturer mean nowadays lecturer earns about 8 lakhs per month. Right? Right. If you have minimum qualification, you can go to National College of Education and become teachers also. More than that, keep that target. Right? Enter universities as university lecturer. Then you may ask, are there vacancies? How many universities are there? How many professors are retiring? Right? When you complete now, you have 2 years to A level. After that, 3 years in university. After 5 years, there are so many vacancies. Private universities also there. Sri Lanka Open University is there. There are vacancies. Don't fear. There are. So, lived from 1340 to 1400 years. Now then, who is the father of English literature? This person. Right? Therefore, Geoffrey Chaucer is called father of English literature. Father of English literature. All right. Now, if you ask some person who is father of English literature, he may tell William Shakespeare. No, Geoffrey Chaucer. All right. Right. After that, period 2. Period, other words, what are they? Era, age. Now, Sri Lanka also there are periods. Sinhala literature. What is the present period for Sinhala literature? You all learned O-level Sinhala. Kalambu era. Now Kalambu age. There were Polonnaru age, Anuradhapur age. Like that. Yes. Okay. Right. Period 2 is called medieval age. Medieval age. Medieval age. Medieval age, 15th century. 15th century. That time there were writers, but writers are anonymous. Anonymous means names are not mentioned. Names of the writers are not mentioned. They are anonymous. Right. Names are not mentioned. There are several features in this, especially there were poetry. Poetry type is called ballad. I will tell later what ballad is. Ballad types, writers not mentioned, there were poems. Still we have. We identify them as medieval poetry. One is that they are ballads. The other is that they believe superstitious things. Superstitious things like heaven, hell, and after that demons, ghosts. They believe. Other feature is that they condemn females as fickle creatures. Fickle means ever changing. Fickle in Sinhala chapala. Right? So they write like this. Now write. After the write subtitle, period 2, if not era, age 2. Right. The second period of English literature. Someone join now? No. Left. Second period of English literature is called medieval age. Right. Now English literature, no other country. England only. England only. American literature started 500 years ago. Sri Lankan English literature started 100 years ago, like that. Right? Other countries in colonial time, that means when England was ruling other colonies, the second period of English literature is called medieval age. Yes. That was the 15th century. 15th century. Now there were no novels. Novels were written in 17th and 18th century. The very first English novel, Robinson Crusoe. Right. 15th century. During that time, only poetry was written. Poetry was written, but writers are not mentioned. Writers are not mentioned. Yes. Therefore, that poetry is called anonymous ballads. Here meaning anonymous, ANNYMOUS, anonymous ballads, BALLADS. Right. There are three major features, FEATURES, features of medieval poetry. Yes. One is that they are of ballad form. I will later tell what ballad is. Types of poetry I will tell. Right. The second is that those poetry contain superstitious, SUPERSTITIOUS, superstitious beliefs like heaven, hell, demons, ghosts, 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 etc. etc. Yes. The other feature is that they condemn females as fickle creatures. Fickle. Another equal English word for fickle is mutable. In Sinhala, chapala, mutable. Fickle creatures. Right? Okay. For example, there is a poem called Demon Lover. Right? There's a poem called Demon Lover. Medieval time ballad. Now also you can find it available in English literature. In Demon Lover, A boy loves a girl, right? A boy loves a girl. That girl does, but anyway, that girl doesn't like to get married that boy because boy was poor. She stopped the affair and married another rich man. After that, that boy was upset. He went to a foreign country. After 8 years, he returns to see this lady. Then she is married and having 4 children. One day she comes and meets the lady, says, I still love you and I want you. After that, lady says, that will never happen because I love my husband and my children. Then man says, I brought 7 ships full of gold to give you. Ships are in the middle of the sea. If you can't marry me, it's okay, never mind. Please come and accept your gift, my gift for you, 7 ships of gold. Then at night, she kisses her husband's and children's feet and runs away with this man. Now they are going sailing on a boat. Ladies singing songs in happily. So she is going to get 7 ships full of gold. Then while going, he asks, where are my 7 ships of gold? Boy says, yes, I will show you. And he breaks the boat into 2 and sink that woman and himself in mid-sea. So it's called demon lover, right? Leaving. Yes. Right, like this. For example, there is a medieval ballad called Demon Lover, of which the writer is not mentioned. Right. In it, a poor boy loves a girl, but that girl gets married another man because this man is poor. Yes, this boy driven sad, goes to a foreign country. Right. After 8 years, he returns to this lady and suggests to her to go with him. Yes, but she rejects saying that, sorry, she rejects the boy's words, saying that she loves her husband and 4 children. 4 children. Yes. Then he tells that he brought her 7 ships, full of gold, to gift her. And if she cannot go with him, he tells her to accept the ships. Right. Then one night, when her husband and 4 children are fast asleep, she kisses her husband's and children's feet and runs away with this man. Yes. She tells that ships are in the mid-sea. And they have to sail on a boat to catch the ships. Yes. Both of them are sailing, and the woman is singing in glee. Glee means happiness, singing in glee. Yes, in glee means in happiness. Right? Yes. After some time, she asked the man where her ships are. Yes. Then he breaks the boat and sink with the woman mid-sea. Yeah. That is the poem. What is? Demon Lover. In that poem, the writer shows what? Females are fickle, if not mutable. Yes. In this poem, the writer shows that females are mutable and crave for money. Crave for money. Crave means eagerly want something. In Sinhala, දැඩි ලෙස ආශා කරනවා. කෑදර කරනවා. හරි. For money. Sorry, gold, not money. Gold. Yes, because when that man called, there are 7 ships I brought for you. They are full of gold. She leaves her husband and 4 children and comes. Yes, comes, right. After that, period 3. Period 3. We tell this Elizabethan period. Elizabethan period of 16th century. Hurry. This period is called Elizabethan period because Queen Elizabeth, the one, Elizabeth the First, we write like this. Elizabeth the First was the sovereign. Sovereign means Maharajana. Right, that time England sovereign was Elizabeth the First. Elizabeth the Second passed away recently, 2 years before, 3 years before, like that. Yes, that it was during this period English dramas were written. English dramas were written in this period for the first time. There were leading playwrights like William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare. Sir Thomas Yatt. Edmund Spenser. They were leading writers. Anyway, leading playwright was William Shakespeare. This is the 16th century of England. Right, like this, new para, subtitle period 3. Right. The third period of English literature is the Elizabethan period of 16th century. Elizabethan period of 16th century. Right. This period, era, age, 3 words we use. This period is called Elizabethan period because Queen Elizabeth the First was the sovereign in this period. Right. Sovereign means greater queen, Maharajin. Yes, for the first time, English dramas were made in this period. Yes. William Shakespeare was the leading playwright. Playwright, you can write like this, playwright. Yes. Yes. Sir Thomas Yacht. Sir Thomas Yacht. Edmund Spenser. Edmund Spenser. Were other leading writers. Yes. This period is also called Renaissance period. Renaissance period. RENEISSANCE, Renaissance period of English literature. English literature. Okay. After that, age 4 is called metaphysical age or metaphysical era of 17th century. 17th century. Okay. This period is called metaphysical. Metaphysics means serious understanding. Metaphysics means serious understanding. Serious understanding. If not, deeper understanding. Deep understanding. In Sinhala called Abhidharma. Abhidharma also metaphysics. This age, writers challenge medieval time beliefs. They always considered the reality of the world. Reality of the world. Loki yathārtha, reality of the world. That means they condemn demons, those beliefs. Right? Now, earlier in England, there were beliefs about mermaid. Mermaid. Mermaid means upper side girl, lower side fish creature that singing on beaches at night. Have you heard? Yes. Okay. They believed. But these metaphysical poets challenged them. Right, like this. The fourth age of English literature is called metaphysical age. Metaphysical age. Of 17th century. Yes. This period is called metaphysical period because they wrote poems highlighting the depth, D-E-P-T-H, depth, seriousness, and the reality of the world. Yes, of course, they challenged the medieval time beliefs. For example, John Donne in writing his poem Go and Catch a Falling Star, Go and Catch a Falling Star, condemns the mythical, M-Y-T-H-I-C-L, mythical female figure, F-I-G-R-E figure, mermaid. Mermaid means, I said, lower side fish, upper side girl. Yes. Now, I got this poem because your syllabus poem. In your syllabus, you have to learn John Donne, Go and Catch a Falling Star. Now you may understand why I give you this history of English literature with its ages. The reason, when I discuss this poem, I say, John Donne is a metaphysical poet. Now, it will be an enigma to you unless you know clearly what metaphysical poet. All right, now you know. All right. Yes. Andrew Marvell is the other leading poet of this period. Right. All right. Now we said we 4 or 5 we discussed ages. 1, 2, 3, 4. Age 5. This is called Augustan period. Or age or era in England. All right. During this time, England writers wrote about heroism and patriotism. Patriotism means Deshapremita. Heroism, patriotism, warring and soldiering. Warring and soldiering. We talk about warfield and discovery, heroism, adventure. After that, yes, adventure also. Now, very first English novel I said is Robinson Crusoe, written by Daniel Defoe in this period. Very first English novel is called Robinson Crusoe, which was written by Daniel Defoe in this period. Daniel Defoe in this period. Yes. Other writers are Jonathan Swift, John Dryden, Alexander Pope, etc., leading writers. Now, this period is called Augustan period because that time in England there was a trend of learning classical literature. Classical literature means Roman and Greek literature, right? Especially Roman literature, Latin literature written during Augustus Caesar's time, Roman literature was developing. Those Roman writers, if not Latin writers, wrote about heroism, patriotism, warring, soldiering, adventure, etc. English writers also followed the same style. Therefore, they are called Augustan writers, right? Like this. The fifth age of English literature in England is called Augustan Age. Yes. Of 18th century. During this period, during means during, we pronounce as during, not during. Not during, during, during. During this period, English writers wrote about heroism, 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 patriotism, 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 warring, soldiering and adventure, warring, soldiering and adventure. Yes. The very first, you are not to leave till I complete this lesson 1. Lesson 1, introduction. Your syllabus doesn't give a lesson called introduction. Syllabus at once we have to enter stories, novels like that. But I have to teach this background, otherwise it will Greek to you. Now you may know, yes. The very first English novel, Robinson Crusoe, was written during DURING, during this period. Yes. We should know why we call 18th century literary writing, I said literary, LITERARY, literary writing period called Augustan era, full stop. In 18th century, in England, there was trend of England people learning classical literature, which means Greek and Roman literature. Classical literature means Greek and Roman literature, right? Especially, they read, read Latin literature written during during the emperor Augustus Caesar in Rome. Augustus Caesar in Rome. Yes. Caesar fought other countries and expanded Roman Empire. Right. Therefore, Roman writers like Virgil appreciated and exaggerated Augustus Caesar and his voice skills, voice skills. Yes. England writers also imitated the same style, so that they are called Augustan writers, and the period Augustan age. Jonathan Swift, John Dryden, Alexander Pope are the other leading Augustan writers, in England. All right. After that, we did age 5. Yes. Age 6. Age 6 is called Romantic age. All right. Romantic age. Age and writers are called romantics. And writing style is called romanticism. And romanticism means writing poetry on beauty of nature and human feelings. When we come to human feelings, right, we define it as anger, lust, love, political thoughts, like that. Some people wrongly define this as male-female love, romantic. No, male-female love is one type of romanticism. Political thoughts also romanticism. But we use this term romantics only for writers of 19th century England. 19th century England writers are only called romantics. Imagine 20th century poet, we never call romantics. But we use only for England, not Australian, India, America. Romantics mean England poets during 19th century only. Father of romanticism is in England called William Wordsworth. You have to learn Wordsworth's poem. In your syllabus, there are Wordsworth's poem, William Wordsworth. This style was introduced to the world by French poet and philosopher right, Jean-Jacques Rousseau. This is not Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Poet, French poet and philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau. He introduced romanticism to the world, and William Wordsworth introduced that style to England. There was a reason for that. Before period Augustan period, poets and writers, they wrote only war, adventure, fighting, killing, soldiering, those things. 19th century England saw so many social upheavals. One is industrialization, Karmika Viplava. Industrialization invaded England and totally lifestyle changed. Agrarian revolution was abolished. And peasants from rural England gathered to London town to work in factories. London town became a hub of factories. There were so many factories, right? People were emotionally damaged. They were hardworking, and they didn't pay attention to human feelings and beauty of nature. Therefore, William Wordsworth started writing poems describing beauty of nature and human feelings, so that he is called father of romanticism in England. Now, William Blake is another romantic. You have to learn Blake's poem Chimney Sweeper, your syllabus, right? Chimney Sweeper. A little boy removing soot means daddy of a chimney of a factory. This literature very nice. Don't give up effort. I will guide you. Right. After that, there are other many romantic, John Keats and P.B. Shelley, P.B. Shelley's wife Mary Shelley. They wrote a new novels also. I write like this. The sixth age of literary writing in England is called Romantic Age of 19th century. The writers of this age are called romantics, and the style of writing is called romanticism. Yes. Romanticism means writing poetry and novels on beauty of nature and human feelings. Beauty of nature and human feelings. When we come to human feelings, yes, we consider anger, lust, love and political thoughts. Political thoughts. Some people wrongly, wrongly believe that uh, human feelings means male female love. Male female love. Yes. Of course, that view, VIW view, is wrong. That view is wrong. Right. We use this term romantics only for England poets lived and wrote during during 19th century. Yes. We never use this term for writers of other countries. This style was first introduced to the world by French poet and philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau. මෙතන තියෙන J-E-A-N ඒක ලියන Jean-Jacques Rousseau කියලා. It's written as Jean-Jacques Rousseau. But Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Yes. William Wordsworth introduced that style to England. Therefore, he is called father of Romanticism in England. Yes. John Keats, P.B. Shelley, William Blake are the other leading romantic poets. Right. In our syllabus, we have to learn Blake's Chimney Sweeper. Wordsworth, Slumber did my spirit sleep. Slumber did my spirit seal. SEL seal. And John Keats, Ode to a Nightingale. John Keats, Ode to a Nightingale. Right. Right, like this. In our syllabus, we have to learn William Blake apostrophe S, William Blake's Chimney Sweeper, William Blake's Chimney Sweeper, Next, Wordsworth's Slumber did my spirit seal, and John Keats, Ode to a Nightingale, Then when I teach those poems, then I say they are romantics. So now you know what romantics means. Romantics mean not the love poems. Romantics mean poems written during 19th century in England. Right. After that, age 7 is age 7, Victorian age of England. This is the 20th century England. 20th century, we say Victorian age. We tell this Victorian age because Queen Victoria was the sovereign. Queen Victoria was the sovereign. You know, that is called Victorian age then. Victoria was the sovereign. I told sovereign means great queen. This age, right, was flourishing age for English literature. So many literary texts were written, dramas, novels. So many writers were there. Charles Dickens, Jane Eyre, written by Charlotte Bronte, Emily Bronte, and so many writers were there. Poets. Queen also gave enormous support for literature, right, like this. The seventh age I said the seventh age of writing literature in England is called Victorian age of 20th century. Yes. This is called Victorian age because Queen Victoria was the sovereign. Yes. This was flourishing. This was a flourishing period for English literature. Period for English literature. Right. The Queen gave an enormous support. Enormous mean Devantani, enormous support to English literature. Enormous support to English literature. Yes. Charles Dickens Charles Dickens Jane Austen Charlotte Bronte Emily Bronte Lord Tennyson are the other writers, other leading writers of this period. හරි. ඊට පස්සේ තියෙන්නේ 21st century period නේ. Yes. That is called modern period. That is called modern period. Now we are going modern period. There are so many writers. There are no styles. Right. After that, right? The eighth period of literary writing in England is 21st century which is called modern period. Yes. Now we live in that period. Hari. In addition to that, other countries, India, Sri Lanka, we say post-colonial literature because in Sri Lanka and India, like one time colonies, under British occupation. So we say Sri Lankan English literature, Indian English literature, Pakistan, right? They are called post-colonial English literature. That I will tell that later. Ages are okay. Now there are some important terms for you to learn when write the new para. When we learn English literature, there are some terms that we should know. All right. Protagonist. Term 1, protagonist. Protagonist means the main character of a story. The main character of a story. Yes, the protagonist is the main character. If it is a love story, lover is the hero, main character. Now we learn Evelyn. Protagonist is Evelyn. Right. Right, like this. Protagonist is the main character of a novel, poem, drama, or a short story. Right, Hari. Then now today enough. I think tomorrow morning you are free. Now I send a message along with this video recording. Tomorrow 10 a.m. also, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. please join for 2 hours to continue the second lesson. Hari. Then thank you for joining. Goodbye.